So, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So, MAGAs are raged, MAGAs are mad, MAGAs are furious, MAGAs are angry that the ex-president Barack Obama literally visited Toronto, Canada, met with the Prime Minister. See, I'm going to unfold every single thing. And I'm quite surprised. You can see from this one that this screen record that I actually have here, the kind of comments that these people are literally having. They still have the guts, the audacity to say Barack Obama is one of the worst presidents they have. Why the same one that sang, I will vote, vote Donald Trump, I will vote, vote Donald Trump, is still biting their ass. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch.
Former U.S. President Barack Obama arrives at Toronto to deliver a gala keynote. Look at Barry. Look at Barry. I swear this man be trolling. And you can find it all over the news. And MAGA is melting down. MAGA allies flipped out. MAGA sees. MAGA says it's a violation of the Logan Act. Oh, they are mad. There's Barack Hussein Obama, and there's Mark Carney, right, leader of Canada. Now, it's political, but it's not government. It is the Canada 2020 20th year anniversary, and it's think tank type stuff. And Obama is the keynote speaker. And I saw this over on Instagram, Mr. Carney welcoming him back. You can see his statement. Thank you for joining us in Toronto for important conversations on how we can build a better and more just future and empower more people to build with us. And then he says it's in French because, you know, it's the second language up there. And Americans, especially Republicans, hate French, which is just extra sweet. And I found some quotes from MAGA people mad. If Barack Obama is in Canada holding private discussions, you know, he needs to sit down and figure out his freaking place. He needs to figure out his freaking place. And this person says, who the hell does Barack Hussein Obama think he is? Shadow diplomacy. And this one down there is the funniest because he says, this Gunther Eagle man, fake name, Obama sneaking into Canada for private meetings. Does he think Obama was in the Underground Railroad going to Canada? Is that what you think? He used the Underground Railroad? My God. This is why they're mad, because the last time Trump talked about Canada, because, you know, he's been threatening Canada for 3 years now, he called Mark Carney the future governor of Canada. So, you know what? Those Canadians was like, bad on you, eh? And speaking of the Logan Act, which means you can't be conducting government as a former president or even as a citizen, but Trump actually did that because Netanyahu met with Biden and Kamala. They were telling him, hey, cut this mess out. Leftists, do you remember that? And he went down to Mar-a-Lago and met with Trump. And you know what they were talking about? They were talking about the war there. And basically what came out of that is now been reported. Trump told him, don't do anything. Don't listen to them. Wait till I get elected. And the leftists and the people in Michigan did exactly what that man wanted. Dum-dums. But for real, they just needed somebody who wouldn't fall asleep, who wouldn't insult people, and who wouldn't poop his pants.
You know, a good policy that I'd like to see followed is that the President of the United States shouldn't have a bunch of side hustles that there's companies and foreign entities can invest in. And
How
do
much of
favors
that
for.
is just jealous that you didn't think of selling a sneaker? Because your sneakers would have flown. You know that, right?
You know
would
what?
have banked coin.
The American people don't like their politicians making money off of them. If you look at the congressional stock trading ban, that's another issue where Americans want members of Congress to stop trading stocks. And this is another one. We don't want to have a president who has other jobs, who makes money other ways. The job of president is president. It's funny because I think about the beginning of Trump's second term when you had the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. And you think about Donald Trump, who has not been transparent any which way in the many ways he's used the presidency to profit. And it does make you think, this is something the American people do not like. It is something that after Nixon, you'll remember Nixon ran afoul with all sorts of different things that he shouldn't have done. He got in trouble. He ultimately was forced to resign after Watergate. We ended up enacting all of this anti-corruption legislation, and it's time for that now. Donald Trump hasn't been president for even 2 years, and his net worth has tripled, according to Forbes. He's been involved in everything from Bitcoin to real estate projects and everything in between. This is not something that the American people want from their president. Democrat, Republican, if you're in the White House, you should have one job. You should not be making money any other way. You should be focused on serving the people. And again, it comes back to what Hillary Clinton said during the 2016 campaign. She said, public servant's job is to serve the public.
You know, thank you for this comment. Thank you for this comment, because this part of America that people are trying to erase is really irking me. I remember this time period. Granted, I was pretty young, but I remember this when a biracial black man came to the political scene and started running for office. And that's how the whole MAGA movement really got to kick off, right? By Trump walking around and yelling at everyone that would listen that Barack Obama was not American. He was not born in the United States and, etc., right? And I remember even propping up the middle name Hussein, right? So that goes back to what I'm saying about with Elon Musk and what I talked about with Dangote. Just bear with me, because my brain works in a different way sometimes. A lot of people are trying to gaslight me, tell me like, oh no, it's because Elon Musk, the conservatives, the MAGA people feel like he speaks for them. That's why they don't downplay that he's an immigrant, and then they don't. I said, wait. See, the racism and xenophobia in MAGA a lot exists like a hidden parasite. That's my belief, right? So what happens is, yes, if you are obviously speaking, in the same ideology that they believe in, sometimes they can put it away. Look the other way, right? But what I'm trying to say is that when someone like Elon Musk, who you say you're anti-establishment, you say, yeah, you like legal immigration, but how much influence should an immigrant have in your U.S.? This is the United States. You don't care because you're saying, oh, well, he speaks for you and he's a voice for you. Well, my thing is this, right? That's why I brought up Dangote, because now I want Dangote to come in and not have conservative ideologies. Yes, it wouldn't be, that parasite would be hidden if he did, right? I want him to have liberal thoughts. I want to come in here as a black rich billionaire from Africa, right? And then I want him to come in here and go ahead and start influencing your government. And then all of a sudden, because it's not the same conservative values, that racism and xenophobia will jump out anyway. The point is, if the parasite is already there, it's already there. I'm not happy that it just doesn't jump out because people agree with your ideology. That's dumb. Does the moral of the story make sense, guys? Like, yeah, Barack Obama, you may not like his ideology, but that doesn't mean you should be jumping out with racist thoughts and xenophobia. Don't try to gaslight me. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, oh, well, MAGA doesn't say those things to him because the ideology, Elon Musk buys into ideology. Why is it that when I don't buy any ideology, the parasite jump out? The parasite shouldn't be there anyway in the first place. But yeah, don't try to erase this part of America. The North remembers, dog.
No, sir, Mr. Barry is not the Antichrist. How do I know this? Okay, you just can't go by revelation. You got to look at the whole scripture, including Daniel, the Antichrist, also known as the little horn in Daniel. What do we know about the little horn? It is inconspicuous, meaning people don't know who he is. The world has never heard of him. Everyone has heard of Barack Obama. Sorry, Barry and Mike are not taking the Antichrist seat. Sorry to burst your bubble.
So these people, they're American, they are protesting against Barack Obama. He is in Toronto to speak, and the Trump supporters are here to protest against him.
While Donald Trump seems to be doing everything he can to divide us from Canada, threatening them with tariffs, and even threatening their very existence, here you're going to watch Barack Obama meet with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney yesterday in order to discuss the future of Canadians and Americans alike. Do you miss this?
We have some news this morning. MAGA has erupted overnight over Barack Obama visiting Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. Barack Obama visited Canada, and now MAGA is suggesting that he should be arrested, that he's launching some type of coup. I mean, you can't really make these things up, but it is a Saturday morning, so there usually is a crazy headline. You have folks like Laura Loomer saying, why is Barack Obama meeting with world leaders while President Trump is in office? This is a coup. You have another one, this is a big MAGA account on Twitter, saying Barack Obama is up in Canada holding private discussions with Mark Carney. Obama needs to sit down and figure his freaking place before his ass ends up in prison for violating the Logan Act. Mind you, Donald Trump met with world leaders in 2024 before he was president again and when he wasn't in office. There's nothing wrong with Barack Obama meeting with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, but it does upset them because Trump doesn't have a great relationship with Carney. And if Obama has a good relationship, well, that's not good for, I guess, MAGA in some way. In any event,
former U.S. President Barack Obama and current Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, both broke the internet overnight. All because Mark Carney posted a video of him meeting and shaking hands. 8-second clip has caused the internet to absolutely erupt in anger and questions. What in the world is a former U.S. president doing talking to the leader of Canada? That is unacceptable. That is collusion. They are treasonous. They are working against Donald Trump. We demand both their heads. They should be thrown in jail. It's collusion. Hold Obama accountable under the Logan Act. And I'm like, the Logan Act. So that's when somebody who is a U.S. citizen but not part of the government involves themselves or talks to a foreign leader, from a leader from another country, right? Because isn't that what Donald Trump did when Biden was president? Because he admits that he talked to Putin. He admits that he talked to Viktor Orban. He admits that he talked to Netanyahu. Hell, I think even Netanyahu came to Mar-a-Lago at one point. So how is that not a violation of the Logan Act? But somehow this is. And the thing is that the reason that Barack Obama is even in Toronto meeting Mark Carney is not because he specifically came to Toronto to meet Mark Carney. No, he came because there is an event being put on by Canada 2020. It's a think tank convention. That's what it is. It's a think tank convention. A bunch of rich geniuses sit in a room and talk about all the things they think that they can do to make the world a better place. That's exactly what it is, right? I guess it's political in a sense, but it's not collusion. It's not treason. They're not purposely getting together. I mean, you have absolutely no proof of that's what's going on. And the thing is that this happens. I mean, Pierre Poilievre right now is at his own convention in Ottawa with U.S. representatives. U.S. representatives, I might add, that have said horrible things about Canada, okay? And he's there speaking at the same convention as these U.S. representatives. And nobody's screaming collusion. Nobody's screaming, how dare he, I want his head. Like, it's just, I mean, to me, the optics don't look good because these are two of the representatives. One, actually, Pete Hoekstra was supposed to speak and then got pulled back to Washington. But these are people that have said things badly, that have said horrible things about Canada. And yet Pierre Poilievre is at a convention with them, right? But he's allowed to do that, okay? Mark Carney is not screaming treason and collusion at him, is he? No, nobody's asking for his head. We can be unimpressed with it. Listen, a lot of people are allowed to be unimpressed with Mark Carney meeting with Barack Obama. A lot of people are allowed to sit there and go, you know, you're allowed to have your thoughts. But to sit there and demand that people go to jail or people be held accountable or that it's treasonous is taking it too fucking far when your side does it as well. And I'm also noticing people are bringing up the fact that apparently George Soros was at this as well. And it's like, okay, so a billionaire was at a think tank with a bunch of rich, smart people. I'm not surprised. This, again, is not collusion. It's not treason. It's just what he would normally, the event that he would normally go to. And for the people that are getting upset, that are like, oh, this is a billionaire involving himself in politics and trying to sway people and interfere, I'm sorry, did you not see all of the people that showed up to Trump's inauguration that got the special seats, all the billionaires that were there? Elon Musk especially loves to involve himself in politics, making sure that Donald Trump got reelected and such. You guys didn't have a problem with that? Because I kind of did. I mean, I don't think any billionaire should be influencing politics. But you can't sit there and point your finger at George Soros if you're not going to point your finger back the other way at your own billionaires on the Republican side. So, listen, again, I'm not saying people can't get upset. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But do not scream for the head of somebody or for someone to be legally held responsible if you are not going to legally hold responsible the rest of the people that are doing this as well on your side.
MAGA and the Republicans have completely lost their minds. They are completely freaking out because former President Barack Obama arrived in Canada. Yeah, he's going to give the keynote speech at a gala being held there. So Republicans are absolutely losing their minds about the fact that he's going to a different country, Canada, and playing nice. This is what presidents have, especially former presidents, have been known to do. Yeah, but no, MAGA is absolutely freaking out. They're saying crazy things like, oh, he's up there planning a coup. What is wrong with you people? Is it just that you don't have anything else better to do? That must be it. Why don't you go down the street and go look at gas prices and figure out why your current president can't control them? How about doing that? Barack Obama? Just leave him alone. He's in a league by himself.
So once again, the Republicans are triggered by President Obama. He could breathe and they'd be angry. And this time they're upset because he met with Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada. That's it. Carney said on social media, "Welcome back to Canada, President Obama. Thanks for joining us in Toronto for important conversations on how we build a better future." Normal stuff, right? But for MAGA, they think that something deeper is going on. For example, Laura Loomer said, "Why is Obama meeting with world leaders while Trump is in office? This is a coup." She thinks that Obama meeting with Carney is an attempt to overthrow the United States government. Another popular MAGA account on Twitter said, "He's a former president. This violates the Logan Act." No, it does not. Honestly, I don't know what the F he thinks he's doing. The balls the Democrats have, unbelievable. I actually responded to that tweet by saying, "This you," referencing her back in 2024, celebrating Donald Trump meeting with Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago. The MAGA Republicans hate Obama because he's better than Donald Trump in every single way, and people actually like him. He's one of the most popular politicians in America, despite leaving the presidency years ago. People still love him.
Barack Obama, shouldn't you be at home trying to save your marriage? What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you. Former President Barack Obama has decided not to go quietly into the political night as other such former presidents have done. No, Barack Obama has decided to stay firmly rooted in politics, and now he is in Canada speaking with Prime Minister Mark Carney. Now, why on earth is former President Barack Obama visiting Mark Carney in Canada? Well, No one actually knows. President Barack Obama has been on quite the press tour lately, advocating for the segregation of certain people in voting districts, and also saying that he would reel in the Justice Department if he got to be president again.
The idea is that the Attorney General is the people's lawyer. It's not the president's consigliere.
And also telling us all that the reason that he's having marriage problems is because of President Trump. But fear not, Canada. Even though President Barack Obama has a ton of problems in his own life, he is there in good old Canada to help you save your country. And if you're asking yourself, what on earth is this former American president going to do to help Canada? Well, maybe just go ahead and take a look at what's going on over there in Great Britain. Yeah, see, former President Barack Obama was a mentor to Keir Starmer, and this week they had an election over there, and Keir Starmer's Labour Party is in the toilet. So, good news, Barack Obama is there to do the exact same thing to your country because Barack Obama cannot seem to let go of power. So, have fun with him up there. If you would like to trade former President Barack Obama for Alberta, we could probably negotiate that out. But other than that, have fun with him.
So Barack Obama's got the Republicans big mad. Yeah, they're calling him a traitor. Barack Obama's over in Canada right now, hanging out with Mark Carney and trying to help provide support for their new trade agreements. And they're saying that he's doing a coup and that he's violating the law and he's a traitor. But we all know that Trump was running around talking to world leaders before the election in 2024. He was hanging out with Netanyahu trying to derail VP Harris's campaign. But if Barack Obama, the greatest president of the United States ever, goes over to Canada, then he's a traitor and starting a coup. Oh, what are they going to... They're going to get the Canadians to take over America with Barack Obama. What will we ever do? Oh, this is terrible.
Former President Obama is in Canada, and the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, greeted him as if he was the incumbent. And I can't say I blame him when the incumbent president is constantly mocking and belittling our allies, treating them like adversaries or worse. The Prime Minister tweeted on X, "Thank you for joining us in Toronto for important conversations on how we can build a better and more just future." Honestly, it couldn't be more great because it was such a jab at our president currently, where he'd rather take the call of a dictator than of a friend. Maybe former President Obama should start a tour where he goes and visits all of our allies and apologizes on behalf of half of the Americans that didn't vote for this. Because we know that the current president would have a meltdown if he did this. But at this point, since the incumbent gives us headaches on a daily basis, let's give him one and start the Obama apology tour all across the world.
So Obama went and met with the Prime Minister of Canada, Carney. And the Repubs and the MAGAs are triggered. It is so funny to see. Laura Loomer gonna say, oh, what's Barack Hussein Obama? You know, it's so funny to me how they use his middle name as though his middle name is like a slur. Barack Hussein Obama. The same way that the president be like Zoran Kwame Mamdani. Like they say his name in a way that's like, yeah. Like like they supposed to be hurt. Or like we supposed to be nervous because his name is Barack Hussein Obama. They are triggered. She gonna say, what is he doing meeting with foreign leaders while Trump is president? This is a coup. No, it's not a coup. He's just well liked because he's dope and he's better than the current president. That's all it is. It's not a coup. There's nothing sinister happening here. Another MAGA influencer going to be like, oh, doesn't this violate the Logan Act? I don't know. Does it? Did it violate the Logan Act when y'all's president met with Netanyahu when Biden was president? It was like we had a shadow president. The man never went away. He was holding daily press briefings at Mar-a-Lago the whole time Biden was president. And yes, he met with Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago. Like, the hypocrisy and the fake outrage be taking me out. I just be laying here on this here phone, cackling, rubbing my feet together because they so outraged, they're so triggered and bothered. And Obama is just existing in his dope skin, being awesome, and promoting this new center that him and Michelle opened up in Chicago. Doing also.
Obama visits Canada. And somehow the internet turns this into a coup conspiracy? Former President Barack Obama recently traveled to Canada, and parts of MAGA world completely lost it. Online influencers and conspiracy accounts started suggesting that the visit was tied to some kind of shadow political operation or coordinated efforts behind the scenes. Not diplomacy, not a public appearance, a coup conspiracy. And this is where politics in America is dangerous, because we've reached this point where even a former president traveling internationally can instantly become proof of a conspiracy, depending upon who's online first. No evidence needed, no facts confirmed, just outrage and algorithms. Now, to be clear, it's sad to even have to say this, but it's obvious Obama is not involved in some sort of coup attempt with Canada or a legal political operation of any kind. But the speed at which these narratives can spread says a shit ton about the state of the political discourse right now. So yeah, Obama visited Canada, and somehow that was enough for part of the internet to convince themselves that democracy was ending. Share your thoughts in the comments section and follow me for more.
MAGA Republicans are freaking out because President Obama has reassumed his position as symbolic figurehead in the aftermath of Donald Trump failing so terribly to build up our relationships with leaders like Prime Minister Mark Carney, who met with President Obama just yesterday. Even Laura Loomer is, I guess, taking to the internet to say that this is an attempted coup, but that would never... Wait. Obama 2028. Wait. Obama 2028. Hold up.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for watching all of that clip, and I hope you guys literally enjoyed it. I know I actually see other comments reply when you literally see these MAGAs wanted to freak out. They are, in fact, they are already crying that the President Barack Obama, ex-President Barack Obama, will literally take the spot of their own said President Trump. You understand? And I don't know why these people are freaking out, honestly. If I'm checking deep, for me to check deeply, I really don't know why these people are freaking out. Because myself and you typically knows that ever since the orange man literally stepped into the seat, he has done nothing but inflicting tariffs upon tariffs. And if there is any celebration that should be called for in Toronto, you don't expect people that are bridging trade right now, people that are going back from allyship, should invite Donald Trump. You shouldn't expect that. And the truth is, whether you like it or not, I don't know how you feel, and I'm going to be ruffling on a lot of people's shoulder, but this is my own unopinionistic opinion and how I personally feel. Barack Obama was was the best president that America has literally had. Yes, you can go and check it out. The love he shared with people, making people to understand that race is not the problem, making a lot of things affordable for people to be able to achieve, making a lot of workspace, building a lot of things. That man was literally an icon. That man was the best thing that has ever happened to America before we started getting to this point that's where we are right now. So if MAGAs feel like the President Obama is taking over the space of the Orange Man, why not they should also schedule a meeting with the Toronto Prime Minister so that they can literally go and pay their own visit? If the Orange Man was that important to Toronto Prime Minister, don't you think you would have just invited him? Don't you think a lot of things would have been easy? It's just a whole lot to deal with this MAGAs when it comes to people of color or black people trying to achieve some certain things. Till today, I can tell you that there are a lot of them that are saying that Barack Obama is not even supposed to be president. Barack Obama is not even supposed to be their representative. Barack Obama is from Africa, blah, 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 east, west, north, and south. But right now, even the Medicare and everything that this man has put in place for you guys before he left has literally been crushed down, crumbled down by your own folks. But anyways, let's pick out some few comments, few reasonable comments, because positive energy I got here, and we'll continue. I have the first comment here by Stray Vaira, where she literally said, notice the same body language, showing mutual respect, both bow and lean in for genuine handshake. Not like the one that literally recently happened with the King of England, King Charles III, where you literally see his wife coming to like give a handshake and you see the Orange Man interrupting. It was just a whole lot. I did that particular video here. It was really, really irritating. But you can see the mutual respect they have for each other. Play the clip over and over again, and trust me, you will not regret it. It's as simple as that. We have the second comment here from Daniel John, where he literally said, this is what it looks like when two intelligent, competent diplomats greet each other with respect. It's as simple as that. Respect is reciprocal. You give it to me, I give it to you. And honestly, with this video of Barack Obama and the Prime Minister, the mutual respect was there. You know that these people are quite intelligent. These people understand what statue is all about and have honor and respect for each other. I have another one here where the comment by Brenda, where she said, hey, they are probably laughing over Bear at the orange pedo theirs, who is currently punctose. One might ask, where was the uproar when Shaky JJ and former PM Harper and the IDU were holding meeting with Trump regime? And PP is rubbing shoulders with extremely corrupt, soulless characters who want nothing but the worst Canada and CDNS at the event in Ottawa that same weekend. Hypocrites this side, imagine the incredible force Kanye and Obama would have formed for the benefit of both US and Canada. And honestly, he would have formed something very good. Another person here said, so much competency in only an 8 seconds video. Another person here said, like Daniela Smith is with Trump. Another person here said, when I saw Mr. Kanye and Mr. Obama shook hands, I was amazed and it was awesome. Another person here said, imagine if Obama would have wore a tan suit that would have lost their shit. Best president ever, Barack Obama. And that person here say, wow, commentaries on the internet is beyond hilarious. Another person here said, I love Barack Obama, best president ever. I wish he come to Canada to be our PM. But Kanye, being very professional and has done so much for international relations, he better have justice so far. Please don't hate me. Another person said, I would love to meet Obama. Another person here said, only one freaking out about the crap is the old feud MAGAs. I'm telling you. Another person said, as a Canadian, I love Barack Obama. Another person said, lol, I love Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the keynote speaker at the Canada 2020 20th anniversary. This common previous for speaking publicly, MAGA boss. So it's just a whole lot to do with this MAGA and why they were having that wildfire. I really do not know. People love Barack Obama. Barack Obama is naturally loved and he has done every single thing to deserve that love as well. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.